Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fact or Fiction Podcast. My name is Cole. You may know me as the new guy so far.
That's why we let him intro. We want to fuck everyone up.
And I'm joined today with Eric and Brandon.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, we're both here.
We're back in the back at my kitchen. I wish I could pretend it was
it's the FoF quarters.
The FoF quarters. It's our secret hideaway in the.
Technically, we're in the dining room.
I guess that's true.
So, that's better.
Yeah. There's no linoleum under my feet, so it's not actually the kitchen. But we're here. We're actually recording a podcast, true to our name, which is where we started, but we're... everything is changing and everything is shifting in a really good way. And so I feel like it's a good time to do a podcast and kind of talk to you about who we are, because you haven't, unless you delved way into our history and internet stalked us, you fucking creepers. You don't know who we are, and we've got Cole, who's new to the content, so we should talk about all of it.
Yeah, we just want to give you guys a look under our skirts and show you what we're all about.
I mean, I keep all my magic cards underneath my skirt, so it's real good.
That's a big skirt. You got a lot of cards.
I do have a lot of cards. Well, it's go big or go home when it comes to skirts.
So, speaking of which,
it's a kilt if he's
this is a weird thing.
That's true.
I've seen a dress made of magic cards.
Me too.
It was pretty dope.
Was it laminated or...
No,
they just.
I think they were shitty cards. It was the back, the card art from the back, like the Magic the Gathering back facing out. So it was just like a brown dress.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen other ones. I've looked it up. I've seen ones that are all. Was it Zendikar? I know Zendikar had the arts that were the hedrons.
Okay.
But they weren't the full arts, and I don't even know. I think there was like a supplemental product that had. All the arts that came with it kind of looked hedron-ish, and they all kind of made a landscape when they came together. Yeah, it was just lands. Yeah. It was just like plains with like hedrons. It was a really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a trip. And then I saw another one. Like, people have done it.
It could be the most expensive dress of all time.
You could
be. Just all of the inward-facing cards could be foil goif over
Lotus. Just Lotus dress.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh man, you dress
just
made of flowers.
Power 9 on the brassiere.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a powerful woman right there. That is a
don't pigeonhole.
That's true.
I'd wear a black Lotus dress.
Would you?
I would stand very still.
That's fair.
I would stand very still so as not to sweat and not to bend.
Don't bend any of the cards.
And you take it off immediately to cash it in.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, I would stand naked in a card shop to cash in my Lotus dress.
To cash in, absolutely, without any sort of question. So that's who we are.
Yeah.
So I guess we should probably break it down. We are a group of people who've been playing Magic for various lengths of time. And we've just recently gotten into, I guess comparatively, we've just recently gotten into drafting. And we've done it mostly because, one, it's fucking awesome. And two, it's easy to record and to get up. And that, I think, has made us delve really, really, really deep into drafting. So...
I'm coming at it from I think it's my favorite format. It's different every time, and you get 2 games in one.
Right.
Like, you get to play Magic, and then you also get to draft, which is like playing poker, kind of. Like,
right.
you get to read the table, and you get to do a lot of things that you don't get to do as much in Magic. Like, I know it's important to read the table and know what your opponents are doing, but I just love... I'm the guy at a draft that everyone hates because I'm calling out what people are playing. Clearly, we do a lot of casual drafting.
Right.
The point is, it's not always one, because you can come at it from any amount of experience. You come in as a completely new player and draft a competent enough deck to go 2-1 or what have you. It's the luck of the cards and the skill of the drafter. But it's grown on me to be one of my favorite formats as well.
Because you've only played what? How many limited events have you done in your whole Magic career?
I would play at the local card shop by Kmart.
Okay,
but it was just constructed 60-card decks.
Right, I'm talking like limited, like Kraken packs. Like, be it sealed or draft, Magic Online or real life.
Believe it or not since I met you guys.
Yeah.
So my first experience with Magic, I was a wee lad that my parents had just bought. I think they'd bought like the starter decks, the ones with the stars, with the rare shitty goblins.
Yeah, there you go.
So they were a little too confused to play Magic at that point. It was too much going on. But I drew to it.
It spoke to you.
It called me out. So I really started with Portal. And I played all the way up until 7th, 8th edition when equipment started coming out. And I was like, oh, that shit's way too strong. I'm done. And I got out of it for years until I met you guys, and you kind of introduced me to EDH and heavily got me into that format. And now I'm here.
Well, we got you into the right format. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Can I just say that Portal being the first set that you really played, that's the weirdest shit I've ever.
That is so janky.
That is.
What do you do with that?
I mean, what do you do? You're like, okay, cool. Like, I get it. I understand Magic. Like, horsemanship is this, and I gotta tap creatures before I attack during my main phase because they have abilities, but not tap abilities.
It was back when it was possible to block somebody who had horsemanship.
Wow.
Because you also ran horsemanship,
right?
And
right.
shitmates. It's like Shadow,
right?
Who plays shadow creatures anymore? Nobody.
Wizards did a really weird thing a while ago where they made sort of insular mechanics. And they still do sometimes, but not in terms of combat anymore. So, like, Shadow anymore and Horsemanship anymore just says unblockable.
Pretty much.
Right.
And in the course of Shadow, it's unblockable and can't be blocked. And in the course of Horsemanship, it's just unfucking blockable. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
Nobody's running Horsemanship, so it's pretty much, there's going to be no fights with lances,
And I started back when I was really into Constructed. I played with my cousins, and I think my favorite card was probably Darkling Stalker, a 3/1 shade. That was real good back then.
Yeah,
I mean,
talk about shades.
Super value. I think it cost 4.
As it should.
3 colors.
As it should. It's a 3/1. Hold your horses.
Yeah.
It might have been a 2. I don't really remember because
probably a 2/1.
Yeah, it's probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds pushed. That sounds pushed.
They didn't want Magic to get out of hand.
When you're getting stomped by craw worms because those are stone cold bombs, like
I played those, and I played like Hymn to Turok and shit like that. I think I was probably mono black for a long time until I was introduced to red and quickly became my favorite color because you can do anything in red.
Right.
Well, yeah,
you can burn anything you want in red.
Yeah, you can do all
the point of the game is to win, Brandon.
Right, right.
What am I gonna? I don't want to burn your enchantment. I don't care. I'm gonna burn your face until you're dead.
Enchantment
and destroy my enchantment.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's 2 birds.
That's the best way to win.
It's the real 2-for-1. You kill the player, you also blow up their enchantment.
That's 2-for-1. That's old school 2-for-1. We call that the Portal 2-for-1. So it's funny that you mentioned black starting out as a color. That's kind of how I learned as well. I had a friend who had a bunch of Magic cards in the back of his closet, and in kind of one of those big old long boxes, and he just went one day in high school we were hanging out at his house, and he just went like, let me show you this thing. And I was like, I don't want to see that. I know you've offered to show me it a million times. He's like, no, Magic cards. And I was like, wait, what's that? And so he showed me his decks, and he told me about how he went to this tournament. Like, he used to live in Florida. He went to this fucking tournament and won, and like maybe it was due to his vagueness, but my friends and I thought that he was like the Magic world champion. Oh. And then we found out we found out shortly after that he wasn't, but we still kept calling him the world champion every time he played.
I've seen his world champion deck. It was hardcore.
It was. I mean, and that's the mono black deck. It was just, mono black old school stuff, Dark Ritual, Hypnotic Spectre, Hymn to Turok. That's pretty much it. That's all you need, really. Swamps. Yeah. and other things that he eventually did with it. But yeah, he would play that deck and just stomp us. But he taught my buddy and I, and then it just kind of grew. And one friend became 2 friends, became 3 friends. And I was like, oh, I'll never, ever buy cards. I'll never buy cards. I don't need cards. He's got cards. I don't need, if someone already has Battletoads, I don't need to buy Battletoads. I can just play with their Battletoads. I bought a deck against my better judgment, and it was like, I remember back in the day, my favorite deck building memory is actually going like, oh man, I really want to buy this deck, but like I need 3 of this card, and it costs $2.50. That's a lot to pay for a piece of cardboard. Yeah. Like, I could buy like 3 sodas with that. I could buy like part of a pizza. Like, or or like I don't know what I used to like before Magic. I don't remember what that was.
I'm trying to think of money and what you did with it.
What was 250? 250. I tell you what 250 was. 250 was 5 games of DDR. That's what that was. That was 5 games of Dance Dance Revolution before that. And I remember I wanted to buy a deck. It was based around Kavu Predator and cards that let you cast stuff for free and have opponents gain life. And the expensive card was. Oh no, I can't remember it. When I get there,
nailed it.
Yeah, it's double black, and it says this turn whenever somebody would gain life, they lose twice that much life.
Oh, right. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
I can't. I can't. I don't have... False Cure.
False Cure, killing it.
That's what
there
I'm
you go.
here for.
There you go. You get 1 FoF point.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm in the lead.
You can cash that in his friend's closet to look at his Battletoads.
Yeah, that's right. That's what
I
we've learned.
looked at that whole box. You can have my FoF points.
But yeah, False Cure, and that was it. And I've always kind of loved the sort of building cards and breaking cards, and that's where I found my love of that. And it all kind of came from my buddy. That was the gift he gave to me, and ever since then, he's fallen out of it, and I'm with my friends sitting here in my dining room starting a podcast.
What a fool, by the way. Falling out of Magic, most foolish thing you could ever do.
Yep, absolutely.
What do you just want to have money?
Right, exactly.
In your pocket to do things in your life outside?
Well,
to go places?
I understand the need. Like, you get a job, you work, you go to school. Like, I get it. I did it for a while. I didn't sell any of my cards because I'm not an idiot.
Good for you.
You should... If you're getting out of Magic, never sell your cards.
Right.
Put them in a box. Put them in your closet. 10 years down the line, 5 years, 2 months, when it really calls to you, you can get them out and play with them again.
Right. Exactly.
Also, though, counterpoint. If you do want to sell them, hit me up at factfishingpodcast@gmail.com and I will buy them from you.
There you go.
20% under TCG low, right?
Exactly. Come on, you need that money. It's just cardboard. You're not playing Magic.
Yeah, you're getting out of Magic. That's what it was. So
there's something about like that person who taught you how to play Magic that is just kind of like they become a mystical being in your mind.
Right.
So I learned Magic when I was 3rd grade, maybe. I had to go to like after school care kind of deal on campus at my middle school. And we used to play a lot of Game Boy Color. We used to do a lot of Pokemon battling and trading and things.
That was it.
Yeah.
So to you, Magic cards were how many Charizards is this?
Right, exactly. But not Pokemon cards.
Right.
But Pokemon like virtual Game Boy Color
gotcha.
stuff.
So if your link cable broke,
right, exactly,
you were screwed because
right.
you put all your money into Shipping Dragons.
Right. All my 3rd grade money. But anyways,
milk money.
I remember this dude came to work, and it was very much like camp counselor kind of guy, because he was like, I don't know, in high school or something, or just out, and his name was Mr. David. Shout out to Mr. David.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are, you know it's you, because there's only one Mr. David in the world. And he just kind of came in, and he had a whole bunch of Magic cards, and kind of came over to our group of us playing Game Boy, and he's like, hey, like, come check this out. And he just, like, let us thumb through his cards.
He pulls aside his trench coat, and he's like, hey, kids.
And he was like, don't let the other teachers see. Look over here. No, but he,
we've got foil basics over here.
Right?
No, and the funny thing, that's part of what I want to get to is like, so he's just letting us thumb through his cards, and none of them are sleeved. It's all just like loose cards in a box, and we're snot-nosed kids, and we're just thumbing through stuff and looking at it, and I'm seeing stuff like Crawworm, I'm seeing stuff like Force of Nature. I mean, just stuff that like I'm looking at this like, oh man, this is awesome. Like, what's going on here? And he starts teaching us to play, and I fell in love immediately. And my if my Pokemon were in a Tamagotchi, they would die because they'd be covered in shit. They got left alone forever, and it became Magic forever. But I just remember when I was first playing, he built all the decks, and we played with all his cards. And I'd get an opening hand that like had Mox, Black Lotus, Crawworm stuff, and I'd just be like, but what do I do? Like, okay,
that's
whatever.
a mulligan.
And it's like I just didn't know.
Right.
Like it's just so funny thinking about Magic back then, because like if I had a hand that was like Forest, 3 Crawworms, I was like, oh man, this
I've
is
got
my
so
game.
many Crawworms.
This is my game. I'm gonna stomp. And
wait.
it's
just you wait.
I mean, it's just crazy thinking like that's where I started Magic, is playing with unsleeved power and just being like, don't care, whatever. And he didn't care either. He's letting all these it This is the fucking 90s.
Oh, man.
Cards were worth jack shit.
What a chaotic time.
Right. And I played pretty steadily, as you're saying, all of my money went into Magic cards. And the set that really spoke to me, like the set I remember the most from when I was a kid, is Invasion Block. Dude, Invasion
was a fun block.
That's still a good set to this day.
It's still good. I play starter. That's my starter deck.
That's your starter
I got
deck?
An Invasion deck. It's got an Armadillo Cloak. I win every game.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say. Drop the mic.
Right. Armadillo Cloak. Boom.
And, boom. And this is where kind of a sad pattern in my life started. Now that I'm thinking about it,
is this what we're gonna have? Is this like therapy for
this
you?
is kind of thing. In 6th grade, I was on a field trip. We went to the park. It was a lame field trip. We went to the park in town, and I brought my Magic cards because clearly we're going to be outside bringing Magic cards. Played a couple games of Magic, and then we were not going to play Magic anymore. We're going to play some basketball or whatever. Put my Magic cards on the bus. And some dickhead stole my Magic cards.
Oh, no.
Right? Every single one I had. So I didn't play until I met you, Eric. I just didn't play until I was 18, 19. I just stopped.
I've ruined both of you. You're all fucked because of me.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
You're like second in my pantheon. You sit at the right hand of Mr. David.
I'm just like on my knees on the floor like, yes, Mr. David.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, good. I'm glad that's how it works in your fucking mind. Oh, man. That sucks that you got all your cards nicked right then.
I mean, it happens, and part of me is glad because I got to rediscover Magic, and, maybe I would have fallen out of it naturally and just been like, I'm kind of over it and I don't care.
Right.
But, I walk into the Vad Pad and see you guys playing Magic on the floor, and I'm just like, I know that game.
I know
that game.
Those were dark times. Our friends, so I used to work in a movie theater, and our friends who also worked in the movie theater all lived together, and they had like this, when you work at a cool place like a movie theater, some people decide to be roommates, and they have a dope-ass house where everybody goes to hang out.
They have a dope-ass house because they have a house.
Because
everyone's in high school or just out, and they have a house.
And they don't have to keep it down for anyone's fucking parents. So we were playing like 60-card constructed Magic, like 7-player games on the floor starting at like 1 a.m.
I also think the 60 card is pretty loose there.
Right. Yeah. It was.
I had like 75 card decks.
A lot of 75 card. A lot of like look through my cards and grab the ones that you like, and then make that into a deck, and then somebody else has the rares, and they're going to beat you.
Right.
I really started with like 80 to 90 card decks because I figured the more you've got, dude, the more powerful you are, man.
That's why
you can only have
format.
4 of each card. I want 5. Okay, well, there's 4 of this similar card.
Dude, 4 of a card.
Yeah.
4 of a card. You're light years ahead of me from when I got back into it. I was like, oh man, I got if I draw this one.
Right.
This one card, not an expensive card.
I played all commons.
Right. Okay.
A lot of the time.
I see why you like red.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, red's got the best commons. You were already playing Singleton.
Or like I got into elves for a while. Elves are all commons. There's like a few choice uncommons, which I had probably one of, but
jeez. So wait,
nobody messes with my Timberwolf.
So when Mr. David came into your life, how old were you?
Oh, I was 10.
10
or 11. Maybe?
What about you? When were your Portal years?
I was probably 5 or 6.
Okay. Wow. God damn it, dude. I didn't get into it until high school. I really wish I would have had a chance to get into it. Like, I have a shelf full of Animorphs books, and all of that could just be Black Lotuses. I'm so mad.
Have all your Animorphs.
Oh, they're right there. I'm pointing right at them, and I'm pissed off. Because, like, when I was a little kid, I was like, oh, I have money. I'm going to go to the bookstore, or I'm going to go to the book sale. I was really into books back then. And nobody ever handed me, like, the, whatever the sets back, the Invasion book, or, like, whatever. Nobody gave me that. It was just me reading fucking Goosebumps, and now I have
Goosebumps.
And now I have Goosebumps. Exactly. It's like, dude, Animorphs number 4 is not anywhere near as worth the $4 that I would have invested into it as like a booster pack of Ice Age at this point. Shit. So,
the kid having an unopened booster pack.
Right.
Never happened.
No. I wouldn't have still had the booster pack, but I'd have whatever was in it.
That's true.
I would say I'm very thankful that the internet is so prevalent in our lives now. I remember back when I was a kid, because you never knew the value of cards when you like opened them. I'm sure I gave away tons of dual lands to people who wanted to give me a well-wisher for my sweet elf deck.
I guess that's the point. I don't have any of those little kids.
Like, you'd have to go to the card shop and then buy one of those little books that had card values in them that were updated once a
think
fucking month.
Card values. It was just like, oh, you need this and I need this. Cool. You lose. This one's bigger or has better art. Like, look how cool this one is.
More worms for the worm deck.
Yeah. Draw worm every day.
Mono worms.
What else? Come on. Green, man.
Right.
Green.
Right. So we all kind of got into it at different times, but then we have found loves of different formats. I remember you said that I got you, Cole, you said that I got you into Commander.
Yeah.
EDH.
You and Ice Cold.
My buddy and I,
because I met the both of you at the theater.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
The theater being the place to be, and you were like, oh yeah, we play Magic every week. And I was like, oh yeah, I used to play that. I used to have sweet killer decks. And thumbing through my old sweet killer decks, they were not sweet killer decks. They were the worst piles of garbage you've ever seen.
But so was everyone else's.
Yeah, they were totally on power level. I remember my friends and I found EDH because we were just kind of tired of 60 card decks. It was
that.
Yeah, you and I were there, and we just kind of found the article online, and 60 card had become too samey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, every time you play a deck, like I could play my deck against your deck 7 times, and probably 5 out of the 7 times our deck would do exactly what it's designed to do. And then 1 out of the 7 we'd get mana screwed, and it'd be like gold fishing game. And then maybe 1 it would do a really cool corner case, winning in an interesting way type thing. And those were always my favorite games of Magic. And so when EDH came around, and the only card you were really kind of locked into was your general. Oh my God, we ate it up, and every game was different, and it was a miracle. And I never turned back. I love Limited, but EDH will always probably still be my favorite format. I love, and the cool thing is you really get to explore a lot of your favorites in it. Like, my favorite color is white, because I feel like you could, just like you said, you can do anything in red. I feel like you can do anything in white. And so I've got my white deck that basically... Oh, it's so good. It's everyone's least favorite color, and I'm alone. And this is therapy for me now. And nobody likes me.
Do you need to lay on the couch?
I do. I need to lay down and just be like, hey, my name's Eric, and I'm a whiteaholic. Hi, Eric. But yeah, so I do. I think you can do anything in white, and I love it. And the cool thing is, building EDH decks, I feel like, lets you express yourself in terms of what you like and what you're into, more so than drafting and more so than any other format, really.
I would agree.
And that's what I like about it. I mean, I don't make art, and I don't make music, and I don't make sense. But I do make decks.
It is an art.
Right, that is my art.
It is very much an art.
Yeah. And
everybody does their art their own different ways. You build your decks in a very unique not super combo like infinite whatever, but you are definitely Johnny combo player.
Right.
I'd say synergistic.
Yeah. Right.
You're Captain Synergy.
I'm not Johnny, I'm Jomini synergy player.
There you go.
But I keep my decks in a really weird way, because like a lot of people will build a deck and then, 5 fucking minutes later, much less 5 years, they'll break it down. They'll use the cards, they'll do whatever, and they'll cycle through it.
Hey, that's me.
This guy.
That's you. You're constantly in flux. That Kavu Predator deck I was talking about with False Cure, one FoF point back to you, is still together. I still could play that right now. And I feel like I'm weird in that way. I've never met anyone else who
I haven't either.
Holds on to
It's
stuff
really
like that.
interesting. It's kind of fascinating.
I used to. I had a Lizolda Hellbent deck that I ran for the longest time. I opened the like pre-constructed and edited the shit out of it. And I had that and my elf deck when I still met you guys. I kept all those together because they were super good at their time and still good. Eventually, when I got super into EDH and actually building decks and liking Commander, I ended up tearing all that apart because I realized I'd never play them again.
Right.
Because you played EDH.
Well, because I played EDH, but also...
Why would you look back?
Right.
But also because I realized that they just do the same thing.
Right.
Over and over and over again. And it gets very boring.
Samey.
And it teeters out.
And that's why I don't run a lot of... I mean, I run a few tutors in my decks, in my EDH decks, but like to avoid that sort of sameness... I like tutors as toolboxes. I like them to be able to find specific answers in specific moments when you need them. Yeah. But like, I would never want to run like the black deck with 12 tutors and you get coffers every time. And then if you already have coffers, well, then you probably get Necro, and then, you know what I mean?
Hey, that was my first EDH deck.
And then you learn.
Although I started out much worse than that, because I thought all my like discard spells were really good. Target opponent discards a card. Haha! You're losing tempo. Not really.
No, not anymore.
Especially not in a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Which was also new to me when I met you guys. I had only played one-on-one.
Oh, God.
All the way up until the day I met you guys, because I only had one cousin to play with.
Did you ever play one-on-one? Because that's how I started playing, too. It was one-on-one. We, if there were 4 people, that means you could have 2 games.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Oh, yeah,
we would, when I was in high school, we would meet at the library. They had these kind of long, like, stone tables outside that fit 6 people, and we would one-on-one with 3 matches going at a time, and then when one match won or lost, they would play the winner or the loser of
it gives you
the
stakes
next match.
too.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you
I mean, nobody's winning anything, but if you, by the time lunch is over, if you've beaten all 3 of your different matches, then you were the king that day, and that was. That was the best way to do it.
No, I definitely did not play. I didn't play one-on-one a lot. So my buddy Spencer's the one who taught me. He's the one with the box in the closet and the Battletoads. But I wish he had Battletoads. He didn't. I just brought that out of nowhere. But I wish he had Battletoads. I kind of want to play Battletoads. Anyway, so he was the one, and we played a little bit of one-on-one when he was teaching me. We played one-on-one for a little bit. But my favorite thing is, I realized now thinking about it, we would go through his box and have half an hour and look through, like, I would get to blue and he would get green, and we would just build a deck out of those colors. So we were playing limited beforehand. So even then we were still playing
like cube
alternate
sealed?
Variants of like cube common pauper cube sealed. Yeah, it was really weird. It was janky. Awesome. But then we got my other friend in, and then all of a sudden it was never wait one-on-one while one person watches. It was always 3-player games.
See, and that makes sense. If your number is 3, well, you're never going to play one-on-one.
Yeah, our number was always 3, so we gravitated toward chaos. And the more people we would get in, we would never go back to one-on-one. We would always do multiplayers. I remember there were times where we would sit around. We didn't know the rules that well, so we would sit around our table, like a big table at my other friend's house with his dad, actually, who got into Magic. He got really into the collecting idea, but we were playing like a 6-player game, and the game came down to the person who had the last turn and could win forgot to untap their permanents. And because they forgot to untap their permanents, according to the rules of Magic that we knew, they couldn't untap. It was tapped. Yeah, they couldn't untap.
No, that's the realness.
Yeah,
I've lost games because I forgot to untap. Magic used to be harder.
Magic used to be a lot harder when you don't know the rules.
Damage used to go on the stack.
It's true. Yeah, but that was a real thing. If you forget to untap your permanents, they still untap. That's always been a rule. We just were dumb. And but that's the thing, is it was never like a series of one-on-one games. It was always like the 6-player absolute chaos games that came down to those janky rule arguments, which is probably a bad thing because it would lead to that kid and his dad arguing about the rules of Magic that neither of them knew that well.
That's
for like 20, like a game would last an hour and a half, and 25 minutes of that would be them bickering about a rule and not looking it up.
That sounds like the worst game of Magic ever.
Well, because you couldn't look it up.
If I could watch that on TV, right. Like if I could scry in my crystal ball and just watch them argue over Magic rules and not know it all,
right?
Especially with my future brain that knows the rules now. Oh man, right? I would watch that every day.
I wish every game of Magic I've ever played was uploaded to YouTube, because like I really want to look back and just be like, what idiot was I? But and that's why I became really into the rules. Like a lot of people ended up looking for me to rules because I was sick of that shit. I was sick of that, and so I was going to look it up on the internet. I was going to do it, and this is I was in high school, so this is like 2000, 2005, 2006, because I graduated in 2006. But I was looking it up just so they would be like, well, I think it's this. No, I think it's this. And then I would be like, no, I looked it up last night. It's this. Shut up. It's your turn. And
that's something I'm really appreciative of. And I kind of take for granted, because in our play group, I really picked that up from you. If, you and I have very deep layers of stack, corner case scenario rules discussions where we look it up and find the answer. And that's just something I take for granted with our playgroup. I mean, just playing with other playgroups sometimes, they'll just be like, well, I don't really know, so how about this? And I was like, wait, how about we do it how about we do it correctly, and then it's the rule, like, that's why the rules are here. Right. It's like, nah, it's fine.
Oh God, that's insane.
Like, interestingly enough, when I was in high school and we were playing our lunchtime tournaments, when we would come into said the rules discussion, we would clash to see who chose who the rule was.
like clash, like
the
mechanic.
Yeah, no, before the mechanic was a mechanic.
That's awesome.
That is so awesome. We would diplomacy.
We would be like, okay, what do you think it is? Okay, I think it's this, and then we'd clash, and then whoever won had their version of the rules happen.
Okay,
that is amazing.
Fuck you, Eric.
You're
wrong.
Rules are dumb.
That's the way.
Yeah, this is how we're going to decide it from now on.
Clash evergreen.
Oh my God.
Then there's like the few corner cases where if you wanted to try and abuse it, you'd be like, whoa, no.
Oh, that sounds like the best.
No, I read about that creature. It doesn't untap. All right, let's clash for it. Because you scry and you already know you've got like your cage sun on top. You're like, no, that one doesn't untap. Clash me.
I would definitely build the scry one cheat deck for sure.
Thassa's the general, right? And you just run nothing but like mono. Oh no, it's the beginning of your upkeep scry, so you draw it. Okay, Thassa's not the general.
Right. No, I would basically scry as much as possible, and then I would also build the deck to be as convoluted and confusing as possible. It would break all the rules. You know, it would play
red chaos. It's just red chaos.
Yeah, red chaos. It'd play like a camouflage, like just cards that no one knows. Humility, wizards that no one knows how it works, and then I'd be like, I think it's this.
You're a 5-color banding general.
Wizards.
Because we can make it happen.
If you're listening to this, Wizards, I've got an idea for a new unglued set for you.
Oh man, what a great!
We can call it Clash the Rules.
Clash the R&D Clash. Oh my God, I think that is a really, really good way of going about things.
That's beautiful. That's really.
I mean, we never had an argument about it. You were super pissy if you lost because of it, but
hey, man.
But that's the rules, man.
Yeah.
The rules mean you got to clash, which also means we ran a lot more higher costed. Converted mana costs.
Also, they're literally metagamed to be able to win rules arguments. You son of a bitch, man!
That's the sickest.
That is awesome.
That's the sickest.
I want that in my life. I want that in my life. Oh man!
But now that we know the rules, that's all gone.
Yeah, remember when you said the internet was a good thing? I'm starting to disagree. I wanted to go back to a simpler time.
Clash the rules.
Yeah. So that's a little insight into who we are as people. And I feel like
I kind of wanted to talk about where we are as a FoF and where we are, what we're going to be doing, what we're doing now. We want to bring you guys all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different videos. We love playing Magic so much, and we want to share our love of it with you,
and our love for you.
Yeah, we want to share our love for you.
The creepers that are still listening.
Yeah.
We're very thankful that you're still here.
We want to love you. Is basically what I'm trying to say, and I'm getting tongue tied because you're all very pretty. But no, so we've got a lot of stuff in the works. We want to do a lot of different zany things. We want to do more pack wars. We want to do just all kinds of crazy stuff, random booster drafts. One thing that we're pretty excited to be bringing you soon is thanks to our buddy Cole here, who's picking up a Modern Masters box. We're gonna draft. Yeah, we're gonna not 4v4, but 4-man draft, and then we'll fight to the champion, but that means with a box we can get 2 drafts in. Right.
So it'll be the 4 of us. It'll be Cole, me, myself, Eric, and Brandon. And then we have another friend named Jacob who's not here today. And I don't know when this podcast is going up. It might be before any of his he's made some stuff. He made like a popper video for us. Mm-hmm. And he and I drafted in the same draft the same sealed event, the Dragonstar Keyer sealed that you guys were in that got put up, that I watched. It's really funny. I really liked it. But if you haven't heard him yet...
It's in the works. It's in the works.
Yeah, if you haven't heard him yet, Fact or Fiction Podcast is 4 members strong. We got Jacob, Cole, Eric, and Brandon. And we are, I'm stoked to draft Modern Masters.
That's going to be so awesome.
I'm
really
really excited. And we're always bringing more content. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very thankful that you guys brought me into this world.
Yeah.
If you've noticed the improvement in our videos and our content, that would be me. I brought the
no big deal.
Yeah.
The artistic introductions, the sweet new thumbnails, and I learned how to animate in a day, so we can have a sweet new intro.
Yeah, we're gonna have a boss splash intro, and as always, what's next can be determined by you. We're just 4 assholes sitting in a kitchen, and we've got some cool ideas. But at the same time, if anyone wants us to play anything, if you really like. We got a lot of good feedback on Momir. So if you want more Momir...
We'll do some Momir.
I really want to definitely do more of that. If you want more podcasts, if you want more drafting, if you want more Commander content, deck lists, pretty much anything. If you see a cool idea on another YouTube channel and you want us to rip it off entirely... FactorFictionPodcast@gmail.com. Let us know. We're very open to feedback.
We're down. If you want us to run pre-release kits or constructed or pack wars or whatever,
we can find shit and make it happen. That's as long as we can keep you entertained. Or if you just want to send us emails and tell us we're a bunch of assholes, we'll read it. And we will probably read it on a podcast, and we'll have a good laugh.
And then we'll call you assholes out loud back.
Yeah, we will, because we have the voices.
Yeah,
and you just have words. Let me tell you something. I think our most popular content that we've ever made is the drafting video of when we did a holiday cube, and I'm pretty sure it has the most views because it's just fucking hate watched. Because we pass Time Vault, and we pass
early.
Yeah, exactly. We pass Time Vault really early, and we take Duretti and then pass a bunch of signets. And everyone on the internet loves to complain about it. The comments for that video are literally just people being like, I stopped watching. Somebody even said it gave them anxiety. And
that's what we're here for, man.
You know,
hopefully later they furiously jerked off until they were just raw.
Absolutely. And my favorite thing about it, spoiler alert, because it's been out for a while, we fucking 3-0.
Yeah.
And I wish that's like the one draft we've ever uploaded that we 3-0'd. And I wish they'd stuck around.
Thank you for commenting.
Also, we love you. Yeah, be it positive. But that being said, be it positive or negative, we read them, we love it. And,
it warms our little hearts.
It does. It warms our... Even the people that are just like, you drafted so poorly and you're so wrong. We probably did. I mean, tell us, and we love it, and we joke around.
We love constructive criticism. I mean, we're casual. We're kitchen casual. For the most part, we're getting better, I think.
I mean, one of my favorite things of this is I want to get better. I want to be the best Magic player I can be. I want to know the rules as well as I can. I just want to, I'm not so much of a spike that I think winning is the most fun. I think, though, that being the best you can. I want to be all I can be in Magic. And, I don't mind you guys telling me where I fucked up or where I'm wrong. And I don't mind telling you guys that you're wrong back.
Yep, exactly. So we love the feedback, and we definitely wanted to keep coming in whatever wonderful form it is. So we got a shit ton of content to put out.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to be, as always, to the people that have subscribed, you guys are great. Mm-hmm. We're stoked on it.
Also, specifically, I want to address this. This is going to be a thing. Like we're going to be podcasting now. We have a setup, but we're more legit. We have more people. We have stuff to talk about. So, you don't just have to sit in front of your computer and watch us. You can take us on the go.
Yeah, we can be in your ears with you.
While you're driving.
Our soft, sultry voices.
While you're showering.
In the shower. In the bathtub. You can light some candles.
While you're at home alone at night in your bunk. Like, we can be right there with
listen to us cry about Eric's friend's closet.
Yeah, exactly. and the horrors that it contained. So I think that's I'm good.
I think so too.
All right. So this is Fact or Fiction Podcast, and stay tuned and like and subscribe and tell your friends if you like our specific brand of bullshit. I'm Eric.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Cole.
And until next time, have fun turning shit sideways.
Boom.
Boom.